you would be keeping track of the kind of tax collections that you're seeing that would be emanating from the kind of growth enterprises in your state are seeing. Is that far lower than what you had, say, budgeted for when you presented the budget for FY20?
Yes, it is almost 10 to 15% lower than what we had budgeted for. Not only in terms of tax we had budgeted from, but also grants from Government of India, and the devolution which comes, which is part of state share. And since they have cut the rate of corporate tax from 30% to 22%, I'm looking at another shortfall. Even though Punjab is a very, very small state, but almost 1,500 crores of less tax coming than what I had budgeted for.
Okay, so your starting fiscal deficit level was above 3% from what I saw in the budget documents, 3.4%. So what would you give me, can you give me a rough ballpark on where you think you may go under current conditions, sir?
Well, we will try and stick to fiscal, FRBM parameters. But that would mean that there would be less spending, less growth for the state. If I can just remind your listeners that almost 60% of all welfare activities which are taken by governments are actually taken up by the state government. The state government is responsible for education. The state, they were also responsible for health. We are responsible for agriculture, running our canals. We are responsible for social security, policing, and so on and so forth. So, which literally means that if you have less money, then you have less money to spend on the welfare of the people, and also consequently the growth of the state. So we will try not to breach the fiscal parameters. We will try and stick within the boundaries. But it's sad that this would mean greater hardship to people.
We'll seek a little bit of a deeper response on spending patterns in the state in a minute. But sir, how much has the sort of compensation issue complicated your financial management? I think you have raised that quite vocally at some of the last few GST meetings. Has it eased up? The centre seems to have released some money.
Punjab is a unique state. Unique in the sense that our total economy and is based on growing food grains and cereal crops for the Union of India. Even though we are less than 1.5% of India's landmass, we produce almost 35% of all of surpluses for the Food Corporation of India. So when the GST came into being, and we were told that it was in the highest interest of India that taxes, we used to tax food grains, that these would have to go. In a GST regime, you cannot tax every state, somebody's taxing coal and somebody's taxing iron ore or oil or food grains. All this has to go, but it is in the highest interest of India. So Punjab actually lost almost 1/4 of its entire tax base because in taxes were subsumed. So but we were assured that for 5 years we would be compensated for that. So I was not actually expecting that this compensation is going to stop in the year 2019 or 20. So Government of India today owes us almost 6,000 crores on account of compensation and arrears of compensation. So for a very small state, not having access to 6,000 crores, which actually belongs to us, which should have constitutionally been paid to the state of Punjab, it makes my cash position very, very difficult. My borrowings have gone up. Last month I had to stagger the salaries of my employees, so on and so forth. I think this is a serious issue. We tried to raise it with the Union FM. We were not given a very satisfactory reply. But my own feeling, and I hope I'm not being very harsh, is that not being able to get paid in time is almost amounts to a sovereign default. I mean, this is a constitutional obligation. We had trusted the Union of India when we subsumed our taxes, when we surrendered our financial sovereignty to Government of India, but not being able to being paid on time and not even being given a satisfactory answer. I think that's unfair.